Hey dreamers, Bryce here from Midnight Notion, singer, songwriter, musician, and a big fan of Metallica, but I have no idea what my favorite Metallica song is. Could it be Spit Out the Bone? Let's use math to find out. Cue the intro.
So give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! Spit Out the Bone. For many of you, this is the day that never comes. It's finally here. You've all been waiting for this reaction. I do have to say up front, I am not as big of a fan of this song as you might think, and I hope, I don't know where I hope. I just want to point out to you that I think that this song is perfect as a 3-minute song. But as we all know, it's like 8 minutes. I don't even know what it is. It's like, yeah, it's 7:09. It's about 4 minutes too long, in my opinion. But admittedly, I haven't heard it in a long time. So I'm going to press play. I'm going to listen to it. You're going to listen with me. I'm going to stop at any time I hear something interesting. I'm going to try to take an analytical, unbiased approach to tell you what I think and then grade it using the following criteria: composition, memorability, emotional response, instrumentation, and lyrics. Each category is a 0 to 4 scale with a grand total of 20 possible points, and we'll find out at the end of the video if this song has what it takes to get to the top 20. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because if you do, everyone's gonna spit out bones. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Let's listen to the song. Even though I said that there's some stuff I got to bring down about this song, you can't deny that that is an excellent way to start a song. Just a straight drum roll on the snare, just right, left, with that kick drum popping on the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that little pause, a couple hi-hats, crack, a nice crack on the 4. You know I love my crack on the 4. And then we've got our thrash beat. I did actually have an improv troupe. We did 3 shows. We only did 3 shows together. It was a special event. But we used this as our intro. So it's a very, very good way to start a show. So remember, I don't hate this all the way through. I'm just forewarning you. It's not a hate. I'm just going to pick it apart. That's all. Hey. So right off the bat, I know we're still only in the intro of the song, but I know that the first time I heard this, I was like, all right, yeah, return to form, man. They're back. They're back with an aggression. This is exactly what we've been waiting for since their first record. I mean, I don't think we've necessarily been like waiting for it, but when you hear the song, you're like, oh, this reminds me of thrash, right? This brings me back to the mid to late 80s and when they were just in their prime, right? And this is a really, really excellent return to form. Again, just like all the other songs, I'm looking for those 3+1 instances where you repeat the same riff 3 times and you have a tag on the end. In this instance, the tag is the ba 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 at the very end. They're doing this riff, a lot of chugging, you know, they might play it, but that fourth time around, it's emphasized by the kick drum and the cymbals. So that's their 3+1. Let's find how many other times throughout the song they set up a pattern, they repeat the pattern, and they break the pattern with a tag on the end. Oh yeah! That's the pattern break. All right, they got me. They tricked me. Did you see it? I went to air drum. It's so in that, there's like 3 separate drum rolls separated by a short little rest in between each one. And then the second time through, it's only 2 of those. And that third one that we were expecting doesn't come. It's just that kick drum. Again, breaking our expectations. You set up that pattern. Pause. What? Where did it go? I was expecting it. They tricked me, man. I haven't heard the song in a while, but I'm already loving it so far. So far. We had a nice little harmonic there. Another count. Crack. I forgot how many times I counted it, but it's just so nice. It's a great transition. I love that sound of an open, like a held out note, just bah, and then the drummer just going pss, 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 pss. There's just something about that just gets my energy ramped up, and I'm like ready to go. So they're doing great. All right, the intro, we have just it's all chugging, right? And a couple of little riffs. Now we've introduced this riff. All right, now that is taking the place of all of that chugging from before, but it's still similar. It's still got that thrash groove, but this new riff is like it's like a variation of the one we've already introduced. So again, setting a pattern, breaking the pattern. Excellent composition.
You will feel perfection. Come unto me and dedicate. Come unto me, you'll never feel rejection. Come unto me and terminate.
I love that. So we have a verse that this isn't on E. This is up. This has got to be A. No, it's actually on B. They're strumming on B. That's interesting. They don't go up to B very often at all. This is a very, old school thrash style song. It feels very, I admitted just the other day that Murder One, when I was listening to them, I was talking about how I don't really know Motorhead that much, but I do know Ace of Spades, and this feels very Ace of Spades. I look back to even their cover of Stone Cold Crazy that has a lot of those steps where like they start in one part of the key signature, but then the verse like da da da, or like the solo sections. Even Motor Breath from Kill 'Em All had this same structure, do do do, and now we're in a different part of the key. So this would actually be the 5 if this song is truly an E. I didn't actually research to find out what key it's in, but usually they're chugging on that low E for their main riff at the beginning. Now they're up to the 5, so they're 5 steps higher on the key signature for the verse, and then it comes down to the A, which is the 4, and both of those are pretty major sounding key parts of the key, the 5 and the 4. So B and A throughout the verse, but we have those nice little chromatic steps. Do 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 do. Really cool structure. You don't hear a lot of songs like to stay on that 1. The 1 is like your root note. It's safe. It's home base. You typically play the main riff, and then the verse starts on the 1, the chorus starts on the 1. That's like typical. We're breaking that form by doing this. Now, if we're going to talk about pop music, like they're all over the place. They don't always stay on the same root note. They might start on the 3 and land on the 3 throughout. But this in metal music, you're typically staying on that 1. So this is something to be celebrated that they go up for the verses.
Your heart, it's only good for bleeding. Bleeding through your fragile skin. Remove your thought, 'cause it's only for deceiving. Deceiving thoughts destroy within. Disappear like
Down to
that,
G.
we'll never hear. I'm with a machine. The future supreme. Man overthrown.
Sing it!
Spit out the bone.
Yeah, there's something really rewarding about that. Spit out the bone. Ba boom, ba ba boom. That's a really cool way to end a chorus. It's a really fun song. It's a really, really fun song so far.
Look into me.
Yeah. It's so cool. And land on that B. I don't know. That's really cool. Listen again. So the structure of the verse is going back and forth between B, A, and then it goes down to the G and then down to the E. So we land back home at the end, and that's the chorus.
Plug into me and dedicate. Plug into me, I'll save you from emotion. Plug into me and terminate. Accelerate.
I love that da-na-na, those emphasized parts. Again, 3 plus 1. We have it. Here it is. 3 plus 1. 3 with just the straight thrash beat, and they have the did-it at the end of each part. But then that last time through, it's the emphasized bam, 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 right? 3, 4, 1. 3 plus 1.
Utopian solution. Finding cure the other man. Exterminate, speeding up the
We have a lead just holding out single notes. Again, we've already heard one verse and it was just thrashy chugging all the way through. Now we're adding in layers. We're building on top of it. Excellent composition. Second verse different from the first. Always gets a thumbs up from me. Okay, so admittedly, when I first heard this, that last part of this riff, we get a bump, 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 that whatever that low bit is there, whatever note that is, I was like, I don't know yet. I'm not sure. You're on watch right now. This is where it starts getting interesting to me in maybe a not great way. We are at 2 minutes and 47 seconds. This would be an excellent spot for like just a screaming solo and then just finish the song. That's what I'm requesting. That's not what we're going to get. Of course, if we ended it here, we missed some excellent spots. So we're going to keep going. We're going to keep listening. We're not done yet. I do love what Rob is doing here. We got a really fuzzy bass, really fuzzy. Like he's not just DI. It's not just some straight amp. He's got a real fuzzy tone. All that movement, that's bass. That's Rob just killing it over here. But I don't know what it is about that chord. So it's a cool riff to have all the guitars in the bass, but do you notice how empty that bottom end is? Because all the guitars are higher up there, and the bass is up there as well. Nothing is holding out that low end. If you look at the song on an EQ spectrum, everything is in the top section, and there's really the only thing at the bottom is the kick drum. But because of the thrash beat, it's only, it's only showing up every once in a while. So nothing's really holding that low. It would be nice to have one guitar just chugging on the bottom. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have riffs where the bottom is out. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying this song had such a grungy, and then now it's kind of empty in the bottom end. And so the question we have when we get to this spot is it building to something where that low end comes back, or are we missing it? And that's the question I pose to you. Now, I'm not challenging you. I'm not saying that this is the moment. I'm just posing a rhetorical question. When the bottom end is out, is it used to build us into bringing it back in, or are we just forgetting about it for a while and it's leaving us hollow? I don't know the answer to it. I'm just here to point it out. It's kind of an Offspring style chord progression. Okay, so that was really cool right there. Spit out the bone. Wow, I'm just speaking out loud. What I wanted to hear is the spit out the bone, bop boom, blap ba boom. Or no, it ended with spit out the bone, and then it was just kind of holding out on those hi-hats, and those weird chords, right? And then we have this little solo here, and now we're back to it's like a melodic double guitar solo. It's not harmonized. I kind of wish it was harmonized, actually, now that I say that. But now we have this really cool, the flesh betrays the flesh. That's a really, really cool section there. The flesh betrays the flesh. I think this would be an excellent section for like a die, die, die. Something really simple that we could get the lyrics to. I'm also not saying that that's what it needs to be or that it needs to be corrected. I'm just saying this is an opportunity. It's not a missed opportunity because it's fine as it is. I love that it's the flesh betrays the flesh, and then the second time through, it's those triplet fills on the drums. Ba 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 ba. Triplet, 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 triplet. It's not a straight fill. He's playing triplets. That's really cool. Really, really cool. And now we got a solo. Switch. Climb. That was kind of like a what's the song I'm thinking of? Hit the Lights. Really cool, really cool. They're so far it's okay. It's a very positive sounding riff here. The melody is, you know, like the rhythm guitar is playing very like major sounding chords, and the guitar has gone from the quick solo from the wah to a more melodic, like singing, sort of a callback to Halo on Fire, but a little bit faster, a little bit more to it. But it's singing a little bit more. So again, when you're structuring your solos, remember, you don't have to just go blah, 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 the whole time. You can mix it up. We had the fast stuff. Now we sing it for a little bit. Cool. Harmonize. See, the difference here, I know I'm stopping a lot, guys, but this is a long song and I have a lot to say about it. So just bear with me. If you came here to listen to Metallica, it's the wrong channel. Go to Metallica's channel and listen to Metallica. This is an analysis channel. And what I'm analyzing here, that's not a word, is it? I don't know. Is that now we have a dueling guitar solo. And once again, both guitars are up high. But now we have low end underneath it. Do you see the difference from before when they were all playing high and there was no low end? It was like hollow and empty and like thin. This feels a lot more full because there's a rhythm guitar behind the dueling solo. Now when they play this live, they don't have a third guitarist to play that low rhythm part. But in the studio, it makes it feel thick and large and just important. And so maybe the earlier one was intentional because that was building to where we are now. And maybe that's why this one feels bigger. And maybe they wanted that to feel that way. But I'm just pointing it out. Again, not knocking it, not celebrating it, just pointing it out. Wherever you are in your songwriting process, if you don't have that low end in there, you better be going to bring it back, or the whole song is that way, or I don't know. That's the options I'm giving you in my preferred state. There are all of these rules are meant to be broken, and there are obviously shades of gray in all directions, but that's what I'm pointing out. Let's jam some more.
Stop breathing and dedicate to me. Stop dreaming.
You got a little echo there. Dedicate to me, dedicate to me.
And terminate for me. All meaning you dedicate to me. All feelings you terminate for me.
Okay, so we are at 447. Now we have probably the 200th new riff that we have in the song. The song is just like, hey, we got like 20 riffs left over from the tour. What if we throw all of them into the same song? Because we got the fast riff at the beginning that's just chugging. Then we got a do-do-do-do. I don't even remember the riff after that. That's a little more riffy. And then we climb up to B and A and G. And then we got the chorus. We've got the solo has a different section underneath it. We got rhythm solos. We got harmonized solos. We got fast solos. We see some of The Offspring. We see some of Megadeth and Motor Breath. I don't know what's going on, but we have just now introduced another new riff here. And again, there's nothing wrong with this riff. It's a cool riff. We have gone from this thrashy bit to a straight feel. Or did we? I've already forgotten. It's been seconds and I've already forgotten. What I'm saying is I want all these riffs to have their own song, right? Don't let yourself be fooled that you have to do so much in every song. Look, this song could be made up of 10 different songs. They could have expanded each one of these ideas in a different song, and they would have been awesome, right? That could have been its own main riff. Because it is a cool riff. It's a main riff. It feels like a main riff. But because it comes after 20 other main riffs, it doesn't feel important. It's just another new idea. This song is spitting out all of the ideas that they had into one big mess. And again, maybe that's intentional, but I like songs that have like a theme, like a nicely wrapped package. Look at their entire discography. Battery, we got the chugs, we got the holdout notes, and then we got a bridge section. And that's most of the song, right? They have a little intro as well, but that's like 4 parts. Saint Anger, not that that's a great song, only has 3 guitar parts in the whole song, 8 minutes long. We have Sanitarium is really sitting on that 9/4 riff or whatever the time signature is, and then the hard part is similar to it, and then there's the holdout for the chorus, and then there's chugs, and then it's over, right? Every song has like 3 main sections that get kind of expanded upon. This song has so many sections that I can't actually 4 minutes later remember the first section of the song. What? I'm going to have to listen to the song over and over and over before anything sticks, because it just feels like somebody's just spitting at me. And I don't want to be spit at, you guys. I want to listen to something that's enjoyable and memorable and it sits in my head. So sections of the song, spit out the bone, bop boom, lap boom, that's going to sit. All right. The rest of the song, I don't remember. It's a cool riff. Was that a change? Bum, 3, 4. No, it was 4. This is the riff where I checked out. This is the spot. This right here. We have now taken an amazing, absolutely perfect thrash song, and we've added so many ideas to it, and now we have crashed and burned. We are at halftime. All right, we had this thrash fast stuff. Now we've entered grunge. All right, now I don't know if the song is meant to explore the ages of rock and roll from thrash to grunge. Are they going to get into 90s alternative next? I don't know, but I'm telling you right now that this is the moment where I'm like, this song isn't sticking for me, because you haven't given me anything to hold on to. You had 2 excellent verses, 2 excellent choruses, and then a new riff for the bridge, which is normal, and some solos over it, and then just new riff after new riff after new riff after new riff, and now we're slodging. Is that a word? I'm going to call it slodging, because it feels like trudging. I can't say words. It feels like trudging and slugging along at the same time. I feel I feel betrayed. The flesh betrays the flesh. The band betrays the listener. Where are we? This is not a thrash song anymore. I know I'm ranting a lot, but we have now left thrash for grunge. And I want the song to be done. Not because I don't like each individual riff, but because it's just a mess. It's just a mess. It's a cool riff, that slow. It works for Sad But True. It works for Whom the Bell Tolls. It works for, I don't know, Am I Savage? It does not work here. This is a thrash song. I want my energy to get released, and I feel sleepy now. Okay, build us back up. Bring it back. There. See, this is where I wanted to go for the last 3 minutes. We could have been here right after the second chorus. Spit out the bone. Drum roll from the intro and then back into this part. This would have been amazing. You guys, this would have been a perfect song. Nice. It's like they tease you with positivity. Da, da, da. Oh, things are happy again. No. Brrr. Wow, that was cool. That's cool. We got the double kick. We got the snare on the, and then a little pause. We also had but it was changed to be like a scaling down, climbing down. It was a really cool add to the riff we had before. That's the kind of change I'm looking for in a song. When we get to that bridge section, you can introduce a new riff. That's fine. But when you're in, there's too many new riffs. Just bring it back to the original, but with a slight little modification, and you got something perfect. And then the way that they just come back into and then they land on that, is it G or F sharp? I guess I didn't verify, but that one, that just almost the chorus, and then it comes down, and James's voice is, he's got such, it's a really cool delivery from his voice. I just wish that middle section was compacted down. Sing it! Spit out the bone! Yeah, double kick. Excellent. Good job bringing it back. I was really disappointed in that middle section, as we'll talk about soon, but they brought it back at the end, so at least there's that. Let's give this sucker some points. Here we go. Whoosh. Composition. I have spent the last 114 days telling you all my numbers are from 0 to 4. What I don't talk about very often is that the scale is actually 2 is baseline, meets all criteria and has nothing new to mention. 3 is good and 4 is really good. 1 is bad and 0 is really bad. That's really what's going on here. So if 2 is the baseline, if the standard composition for a song is verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, it has that, and the flow is fine, and there's no hiccups along the way, that's a perfect 2. If they do something spectacular along the way, we bump it up to good. And if they do something really spectacular, we bump it up to 4. But what this song has, if we're counting baseline as a normal structure, meets all criteria, this song keeps throwing new ideas and forgets how to end. This song gives us so much wonderful content right up front, and for the first 2 or 3 minutes we're just having a blast, and for the final minute, absolute blast. But that whole middle section is so filled with so many ideas, it's too many ideas, and the flow gets broken by this goofy halftime oh, come on, you guys. Give us a thrash song. Look back to Battery. Look back to, I don't know, Fight Fire with Fire. Look back to Master of Puppets even. Wasn't thrash beat, but it was fast. And it felt the same for 2 choruses. And then they give you this bridge section that feels different, but builds back into it. And it's different enough that it's beautiful. It feels like a different song, a journey through the afterlife or through a trip of some sort. And then we come back to the main riff again for the solo. This song just keeps bringing in new ideas to the point where I don't even remember the last idea. I don't have time to get to know anybody. It's like speed dating. It's like you sit down, you talk for 5 minutes, and the next one goes, but I've never actually done speed dating. I only know the movie version of it. But what I'm saying is you don't have time to get to know any of these riffs, so they don't stick in your head. And this song would be an absolute 4. It would be a 10 on my composition scale out of 4 if it was 3 minutes long. It's way too long, way too many ideas. They need to know when to quit. They need to know when to spit out the bone. So unfortunately, compositionally, 1. Memorability. Now, there are a lot of things that stand out in this song. The primary one being spit out the bone. It's a great line. Spit out the bone. It's only 4 lines, really easy to remember, but it's got a nice hook to it. If it was delivered more frequently, we would remember it more. But the reason why I give this a little bit more points memorability-wise is because of some of the lyrics, which we'll cover in the lyrics section. But this song definitely needs to work on its repetition, in that each new riff was erasing the memory of the previous riff, and we don't come back to anything until we've already forgotten everything, right? By the time from the second chorus to the buildup that is the same as the intro, that period is almost the exact amount of time that it took since the intro, right? Does that make sense? Intro to second verse is this long. Let's say it's 2.5 minutes. All right, then it's about another 2.5 minutes before we hear that intro or anything like the first 2.5 minutes. It takes at least that long, if not longer, before we hear any of it again. So by the time we get to it again, we've already forgotten everything that happened. And so when it comes back, it's like, yeah, oh yeah, this is the intro, right? I'm pretty sure it's the intro, right? And then we come back to it, but it's like, oh man, that whole middle section makes it really hard to remember. I remember that this is a fun thrash song. Spit Up the Bone is a really great hook, and that I forget the middle section every time. So for memorability, they've got some stuff to work on, but it was fine. It's a 2. Emotional response, you can tell by my tone probably that I'm not a big fan of this song, but not because I want to hate the band. Again, I'm celebrating this band. I know what they can do and I know what they're good at. And I want to take this song and I want to edit it. I want to take it, I want to edit out the middle section so I can show you how perfect this song is. I feel the same about this song as I do about all of Saint Anger, is that it has so much potential and it just didn't have the right producer. That's all. That's all. So much potential. Each individual riff, amazing. Altogether, messy. If we chopped out some of the sections of this song, I guarantee you this song would be 4s across the board. We'd have a 3-way tie for number 1. But because it just adds so much unnecessary glue in the middle, it can't do any better for me. Emotional response, 1. Instrumentation. You can have this one. They are amazing at what they do. We got double kick pedal, we got fast playing, we got even a Rob solo in the intro. I would have loved Rob to come back in the bridge, right? Or well, I guess he started in the bridge. Yeah, the solo in the bridge. But anyway, I'm just saying, man, they're all playing really, really great. So we'll give them instrumentation. This one is incredible. This song is a 4. And lyrics. Admittedly, I don't hear this song often enough to have it memorized, but I did look at the lyrics and there's a lot of stuff to celebrate. Let's talk about it in 3, 2, 1, go. Anaphora. I've been talking about it a lot lately because it's been happening in their songs more often. Anaphora is when you repeat the same word or series of words at the beginning of each line. So we have the first verse, come unto me and you will feel perfection. Come unto me and dedicate. Come unto me, you'll never feel rejection. Come unto me and dedicate. All right. The important part about that is come unto me is repeated 4 times. So that really sticks. That's a great way to make things more memorable. In the second verse, it's plug into me. I guarantee devotion. Plug into me and dedicate. Plug into me and I'll save you from emotion. Plug into me and terminate. So dedicate and terminate repeat in both verses, right? And then later on, we have dedicate to me, terminate for me, dedicate to me, terminate for me. So this song is all about dedicating yourself to the machine and terminating yourself to the machine. This song really encapsulates, is that a word? It talks about our dedication to social media, plugging into computers, that worldwide networking system. We can't put our phones down. I just had my phone in my hand just seconds ago, right? We can't get away from them. There's like an addiction. There's like, I need. And we get sucked into the TV and we forget about humanity, right? Rid the world of man, right? What is the line? Finally cure the earth of man. Ooh, cure the earth of man. Can you like just look at the world, the whole entire world? Look at what we've done to it. Some great things, some really atrocious things. There are piles, mountains of garbage all across the globe, just hanging out there. And eventually we're going to run out of room for that stuff. So we need to maybe think about how much garbage we're producing. That's one thing we could do to fix the problem. But the pollution in the atmosphere and the animals that, I'm not going to sit here and preach like I like meat. I like meat just fine. I'm not going to tell you what to eat. But I'm just saying humans have had a pretty rough impact on the environment, on the world as we know it. Polar ice caps melting. You know the story. You can find it all in the world. So this song is really talking about how all of that pain is gone when man disappears. So we start building these machines, and then the machines come after us. We have the Matrix, and then everybody dies, and then the world can kind of take a sigh of relief. All the animals can come back, we could have all the trees grow back. The garbage eventually erodes away. Look, the world's going to keep spinning. Whether or not we survive is up to question, but the world is going to keep spinning. Whether it's made of fire or ice, it's going to be here. So we got to make sure we preserve humanity so we can keep living. Because really, the fear is not, oh no, we're going to destroy the world. Like I said, the world is going to be fine. The fear is that we're going to destroy each other. And that's the thing we need to worry about. Because we're polluting so bad that we can't even breathe. Then like, what are we going to do with our lungs, right? What are we going to do with that? I really like the message of the song. I actually had a band called The Crucial Step who had a song, it was called Moneybaggers. And it was actually more about like the tech companies and stuff. But it was really that same thing, like plugging in and being addicted to video games and YouTube and all that stuff. Okay, you know what? I love YouTube. I love video games. I'm not saying you can't do those things. I'm just saying watch your addictions, right? Make sure you're open-minded about this stuff. I don't know. I think the message is pretty clear. There could be a sub-level here. There could be an addiction. It could, they could be talking about machines taking over, but it could actually be addiction. We know that James has written a lot about addiction, and so for this song, it could be that. But I think it's very clear that this song is just basically about the Matrix. So I don't know. But as far as written lyrics go, a lot of great stuff in here. We got an aphra, we got repetition, we've got some cool symbolism, we got some callbacks, right? We have terminate and dedicate coming throughout this song. So a lot of stuff to celebrate lyrically here. I have no problems. It's a 4. And so Spit Out the Bone gets a grand total of 12 points. It is not enough to get to the top 20, but it is double digits. So hold yourselves, calm yourselves a little bit down. We still have a really, really great top 20 list, which we'll look at in a second, but I will tell you that this song is in 81st place. So I know it's low for you, but that's honestly how I feel. If that middle section was fixed, perfect 4s across the board. That's all I'm saying. Let's take a look at that top 20. We still got that tie at the top, one on the top. Halo on Fire tied with it. We got a couple other ties along the way here, and Ride the Lightning is holding on in last place. Now it's your turn. Use my method in the comments below. Give me your score. I want to know what it is, and be honest about it. Be honest about it. Don't just do emotional response. Oh, I love this song, so it's a 20. No. Emotional response is one category. Do the full thing for me, please. I would love to know. Also, hey, make sure you check out Midnight Notion. I got plenty of songs out there, and maybe you'll hear some thrashy stuff coming from me soon. I can't say when that'll be, but I know it's coming. And also make sure you hit that subscribe button, because today's not the last day. We still got one more song to review. I am including Lords of Summer, because that is on disc 3 of the extended edition of this record. So the last song of this journey is tomorrow, and then we'll move on to the tiebreaker round. So subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for being here. You're awesome.